Hello, 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 everyone. This is Elder Sheila Black. Welcome to Touching You Talk Show. I have a great show for you tonight. Again, I have two special guests. I have Laurance Bogar. She is the founder of Challenges Are Rewarding. And we have Miss Roneishia Franklin, and she is the founder of Blooming with Purpose. Hello, ladies. How are you today?
I
Hello.
am well. I'm well.
I
We're
love these two women. I love what they're doing in the community and how they are being a blessing to God's people. God's people everywhere. They're being a blessing to those who may not even be believers. So it's not even about that. It's about being blessed, a blessing to the community. So first of all, I'm going to speak with Laurance, and after I speak with Laurance, then I will speak with Ronisha. So we'll be right back with you. Okay, Ronisha?
okay.
All righty. So, Miss Loren, so you doing okay today, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I am well. It is Monday. It's
It's
Monday.
Monday. It's a magnificent
Good.
Monday. So, I wanted to ask you what I asked my other guests. How long have we known each other?
Oh, elder. Let's see. My oldest is 13. So maybe 10, 11 years, maybe around there. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. I've watched you grow. I've watched you grow. I've watched you grow. Yes, I have. And this has been a blessing and marvelous in my eyes as well as the
Oh,
Lord's
thank
eyes.
you.
So
Thank you.
let's talk about your career in education.
Mhm.
You started out as an educator. Tell me about that.
Yes, I've been in education probably about 17 plus years. And I've taught kinder and first pretty much the entire time, and children with challenging behaviors. So I thoroughly enjoy growing with them, glowing from them, and learning new things as they grew. So yes, then kindergarten, first grade. That's like your foundation. So they're like sponges then. So I really love that. I teach them everything, and they just soak it up.
Well, that is good. That is good. So you love teaching the little ones. Was it one particular thing that you like teaching them? Was it like, you know how teachers have this little special thing that they like to do? Did you have anything like that going on in your classroom?
You know what? I do not recall something really in particular, but one thing I was big on in my classroom as teaching, I needed everyone to know that we're a family. So I really taught the social emotional learning piece of that. I really taught relationship skills. I really taught how to love each other, how to be kind to each other. That was big for me. I didn't do mean kids well. And so since I didn't do that, I had to teach it. I had to inspect what I expect, right? And so I really sat down and made that a priority in my classroom. We'll have come to Jesus meetings, talking about different relationship skills, socially and emotionally, and then what that looks like and sound like.
So, with that being said, that leads us into your consulting agency. I guess that was just practice for
Yes.
your consulting agency. So, tell me the name of your agency and how long it has been in business.
Whew, challenges are rewarding. It was birthed from my oldest son when he was three, I believe. Three. So that's when it was birthed. However, it really got off the ground about 2 to 3 years ago. I really started putting the hard work in. And what my oldest taught me was how to parent different while keeping the same expectations. So that's where you get challenges are still rewarding. So I had to learn different strategies and techniques, how to navigate parenting, right? But also keep my same expectation. It was no judgment on myself. It was no wrong or right way, but I had to learn how to navigate different types of behaviors. And guess what? He's soaring now. He is everything, everything, because I decided to do the hard work.
So, how many children do you have?
I have three, elder. Jesus.
So, of course, they all three have different personalities.
Yes. Yes, they all have different personalities. And I believe during my season at the beginning with my oldest, it allowed me to navigate all three of them. It
So,
allowed me to move and give and take with each one differently and meeting them where they are. So that's why I say change your parenting, but my expectation still was high, right? But I had to navigate different journeys and different pathways to get there.
So you had like at home training for your.
At home training. It wasn't any books. So I know what I know. I'm just building on top of it. I had real life experiences. Yes.
All right. So tell me the services that you provide at your agency.
Okay, well, right now I'm totally right now in education. I will branch off into corporations and organizations, but the pretty much the services I offer are services like workshops and one-on-one consulting with teachers, mentorship for boys and girls. I do a lot of workshops for executive cabinets or teachers, administration. And so I also customize different things when it comes to my workshops. If you think of an umbrella, for me, all of my workshop considers the heart. It's heart work. You might say, Laurance, what does that mean? That means I do a lot of inward work. In order to understand who you are, who you're becoming, what you're doing, your past, your roots, your why, then you can move and progress in whatever you're doing. If it's a teacher or if it's a scholar trying to do other things, we do a lot of hard work first.
So tell me some of the places that you go to. You mean you go to like schools? You go to like kind of give me just a little rundown of the types of places that you go. You take your
Okay.
agency to.
Okay. As of right now, I am in districts. I have several districts under my belt. Also, I've done conferences. I have been a keynote speaker for convocation in school districts. And so I've done everything in the realm of education. So education is my umbrella right now.
Okay, well, that sounds good. That sounds good. So, one of the things that I had posted on my flyer, it says that you are helping families overcome their challenges. Kind of
Mhm.
tell me how you're doing that.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to. I want to give you three tips, just three tips on how I use or what I do to help families overcome different challenges. The first thing when I'm dealing with families, and I'll just say people in general, right, is to face the truth. Face the truth. And sometimes, Elder, when you face the truth, that might mean tears tap dancing across your face. It might mean your heart will hurt. It might mean you might get triggered, but facing the truth of what reality is, right? Facing the truth of what reality is. So, another thing I would look at is rebuilding connection. So, once you face the truth of your family or your parents, or not even your current family, it can be someone, your grandparents. Once you face the truth, then you take time to rebuild the connection. So you have the truth in front of you. Okay, what I'm going to do with this truth, how I'm going to react, how I'm going to do something different, doing something different, right? So when you rebuild connection, you might say, you know what? I used to do it this way. Let me at least try to adjust and do something different within the family. Let me maybe watch my words, how I say them. Let me think before I speak. I use this at home all the time. I say to my children, I'm like, well, your words dripping with honey. Are they dripping with honey?
That's a
They're
good
like,
question.
mama. But really, right? It's all about how you communicate. So facing the truth is you didn't communicate properly. You just lashed out. Your words were not honey, they were sour. That's real talk, right? And so building the connection is let me pause, think, reflect about what I just faced, and let me learn how to rebuild connection with my family. And so that's what rebuild a connection looks like. So we face the truth of what has been done in the past or currently, right? Or what you're dealing with even outside the home that you bring inside the home. Once we face that and be honest with it, then we learn how to rebuild. We learn how to pause and say, you know what, this will no longer be. Let's try something different. And let me say this with families. I always encourage parents to be the role model, and not just the role model physically, but role model with your words.
Mm,
Learn how to apologize, parents. Yeah.
mm,
Learn how to say I'm sorry to your child.
yeah.
Model that. Don't just expect that. Inspect what you expect. Teach the expectation of how to say, you know what? Ooh, I missed the mark right there, son. I'm like, all right, mama. And my thing big here in the home is, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? You know what? I'm sorry for
Found on it.
yeah, yeah.
Really think about what you're sorry for and
Which
really
is
be sorry for it.
absolutely, because we can't just stop with I'm sorry, because when you say I'm sorry for what and the why behind it, it gives you the opportunity to reflect and really, like the Bible say, repent and turn. It gives you that place. It gives you all that space to understand, you know what? I really am sorry. And this is what I'm sorry for. I also do not accept this when we're rebuilding connection. Not it's okay. No, you say, I accept your apology for doing that. Because it's not okay for the other family member to receive it, right? So the first tip I want to leave you is face the truth. The second one is rebuild. And after we rebuild, we thrive as a revived family. Okay. So a revived family looks like everything I've learned from facing the truth about my family members or even about myself. And then I learn how to rebuild, reconnect with them. Now I can take off. Now I can soar. Now I can leap. Will I fall again? Absolutely. Absolutely. But guess what? When you fall, you'll realize how to face the truth again.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So those are the three tips when I'm dealing with families or anyone. Be honest. Be it hurts, elder. That truth can hurt, but that truth will set you free like none other. Imagine a revived family because they're honest and because they're truthful and then they're rebuilding that foundation. I'll tell anybody, you can change anything. We can start all over as long as you're above ground.
So can you like just give me an example of maybe what one of those truths may be?
Okay, facing the truth. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. Facing the truth is, I have one. For me, when my oldest was younger, I had a hard conversation with, what can I do to help you not react or behave in a certain manner, right? The hard truth was, can you not yell so much? I said, what? Okay. And I took a deep breath. I said, okay. And then I asked, what does that make you feel like? He was like, I can't hear what you're saying when you're yelling at me. He hears nothing else. So what I took from that was my end goal is for him to hear and respond, right? So what I learned from that hard truth, we say I yell too much, and I gave him the space to be truthful. That's another thing about facing the truth. Give your child the space to say the truth, and you just need to be ready for it. I wasn't ready at the time, but I became ready, and I'm ready now. So when I realize when I understand that I'm getting ready to go there, I say now I need a second, and I'll step away
Ooh,
because
that's a good tip
I
right
step
there.
away. Yeah, but I communicate that. I'll say before I know my flesh about to go there, because it might warrant it, right? But the end result is for them to hear. That's the end result. So in order for me to accomplish that, I need to be okay with saying, "Let me step away for a minute." And when I step away, I regroup and I come back and be effective with my words, with my tone and voice, and it
So
works.
let me ask you about, and I know this is a hard one, and we always use the Bible. How do you feel about, how if that child says something crazy to you and you just give them a backhand?
Oh, just hit them, go pop. Okay, may I push you? May I challenge you? May I ask a question with that? So
Hmm.
what does that look like? Is that just talking back? Is that what you mean? Just them talking back when I'm giving the instruction and they're going back?
Hmm.
Two things I want to say about that. Because my kids have tried it, right? Parents have to learn how to set the tone of what's accepted in their house. Okay? Did that come with me back? Mm-mm. That came with a stern word, toe to toe. You would that good healthy fear, because you'll realize what is not accepted in my house. You will not. I'm like, and then my thing right now is pump your brakes. And when they hear that, it ceases quickly. Because the first time, yes, they tried it, right? But I had to give the space for them to try and for me to put something in place to never see that again. And
Wow.
guess what now? My kids will say, we're going to have an intense, going back and forth, talking about something, they're getting frustrated. My oldest does it well. He'll say, I need to step away from this conversation. May I? I say, absolutely. That's what we're teaching kids, children, how to effectively communicate. That is space for that. They need to step away to gather their thoughts and they come back and he's good. He was like, well, Mom, I didn't like how you said, I was like, okay, well, but I gave him space to say, let me step away. So guess what, Elder? He didn't have to back talk and go there because I gave him a tool to use when he felt that to say without doing that because that would not be allowed.
I
I
love
inspect what
that.
I expect.
I love
Mhm.
that. And I had thought with my own 14-year-old that, you know, it, and he's not a bad kid at all. You know,
Yeah.
he's not a bad kid, but every now and then he'll test me. And I thought that if I beat him, then
Mhm.
he's gonna grow up in life thinking whenever the situation gets rough, it's time to fight.
Correct. I guess it's
Time to fight. So I've always I'm not saying that I'm against spanking. You kids
oh, I'm not either.
do.
It's warranted. At times it's warranted. Absolutely.
Yep. The Bible
Absolutely.
does say spare the rod, spoil the child, all of that, however it's put. But I
But
don't
listen
feel
to
like
this,
it's
Elder. Can I
something
throw
that you do all the time, every single little thing, then you pop them. No.
but Elder, let me throw this out here for even the families to hear this. Yes, discipline in that area is warranted. Absolutely. But stop discipline what you haven't taught.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay.
Don't stop discipline. Stop yelling what you haven't taught. Why are
Okay.
you trying to inspect something you never expected?
I see. I love that.
You see what I'm saying? That doesn't makes no sense. Have I always been like this? Absolutely not. It took me humbling myself before God first, right? And knowing I needed to reach my kids
Yeah.
by any means necessary. So that means I need to adjust my parenting because I'm the grown one. I'm forever the adult, right? I
Right.
had to learn how to adjust that. So stop yelling, stop beating or screaming, all this, and you're expecting something you're trying to inspect something you never expected from them. You never taught them. So why are you doing all that? Come on, we can do better.
I know. And without me even having a session with you, that's something that I have found with my own son that if I'm yelling and screaming, then he's just going to shut down. But if I clearly communicate what I need and what I expect and what I want, he understands that a lot more.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's the end result, right? That's the end
Mhm.
result we want. Yeah.
So what other recommendations can you give for families or um, even in the workplace? Challenges are rewarding.
Yeah, the workplace is huge. And what I want to say about the workplace and organizations and corporations, because I believe God is going to open that door also. You cannot have effective employees if their home is not right.
Mm,
You can't. When they worry about their son at school
yeah,
misbehaving to a
yeah.
whole nother level, right?
Mm-hmm.
I I tip my hat to companies that want to pour into their employees to make sure home life is good. And it has nothing to do with their company, right? To
Right.
make home life is good. Give them tools so they can work well for you, help your company succeed, thrive, right? And so I just really believe my biggest thing is effective communication, not just talking, not just talking. It's a two-way street, allowing space to be heard. And my kids already know that we have the last say, right? I want to hear you, and it might be your say. It might be what you desire, if it all makes sense. But we're still the adults. We're the ones that's taking care of you. You, God has promised to us you. We have to do that. We have to take care of it because God has given you to us. So we're responsible, right? However, I believe in families and parenting, we have to allow the space within our boundaries for effective communication.
I love it. All right. Speaking of being a communicator, you are a co-pastor of a church, right?
Yes, with my amazing overseer,
Tell me about your church, ma'am.
Joe Bogar, Life Vision Church in Fort Worth. We're 10 years old.
Wow,
Oh,
that is
10.
amazing.
And I told him, I said, where did those years go? Like, where did 10 years go? But we are Life Vision Church. Overseer Joe Bogar is our lead pastor there. I absolutely love our church. I think one thing I truly love about Life Vision Church is that we operate as a team that's open, vulnerable, transparent, and we see lives changing because of it. Like we're really just like I'm talking about with parents. We're here to do the hard work and the heart work. So it's not show for us. It's not stage for us. Like I think a member asked me before, First Lady, why you don't sit on the stage? And this is my preference. I said, because I'm there just like you. I'm here for my own worship. I want to get on the floor. I want to kneel on the stairs. I want to do all those things, right? I want to run around the church if I want to. I want to be great. Okay. They're like, oh, okay. That's just me. That's just who Laurance is. And guess what, Elder? I was not always like that. I thought I had to fit into this look
First
or
lady role.
this box.
You can be
But
transparent.
God, I thank you for deliverance.
You
Hallelujah.
got your own self, huh?
You hear me? Honey, let me tell you, especially when the overseer supports me and stamps, that's all I need. That is
That's
that
all
is
you
all I
need.
need, and God Himself. And
Amen.
I go to church to be great and get everything I need from God that day and serve and love people. So I truly love the flock that God has blessed my husband and I with, and the love. We're just there to do work and be the hands and feet that God, the hands and feet for God in the earth.
So tell me where your church is. Give us.
2213 Hanley Drive in Fort Worth, Texas. Um,
Are you doing in person or are you doing virtual
both,
services right now?
both. The
Okay.
doors are open.
Okay.
So we're doing in person and virtual. We have Bible study. Now, Bible study will remain virtual
Mm-hmm.
forever. So it's every Wednesday, 1 hour of power, 7 to 8. And it is rich. Bible study on Wednesdays is so rich. We have elders and ministers teaching a curriculum, and that is the place to be. That now, elder Bible study, people show up. It is crazy. We
Nice.
have a great time on Wednesday nights virtually.
Wonderful. And then what time are your services on Sunday? Do you have one service? Do you have two services? What time is your service?
We have one service, 90 minutes. It starts at 10:30 sharp.
10:30 sharp.
Yes, 10:30 sharp. We go live at 10:30 and then in person too.
Okay, so can you give our viewers one last tip, recommendation? Just say whatever you want, whatever's on your heart to say.
Okay, so what I would like to leave you with is be authentic with yourself. Be true to who you are. And sometimes with truth comes hard work. However, with the hard work, you'll learn that challenges are still rewarding if you have the right strategies and the right techniques to be great.
Wonderful. Well, I thank you so much. And I will definitely post her information so that you can reach out to her and have her come to your company, have her come to your church, and
Yeah.
have her share her services with you. Thank you so much for being here with us. I really appreciate it, and I love you so much. I'm super proud of everything you've done. We used to be church members, so I
Yes.
know. Hey, I'm in
You've seen me. You've seen the work. Yeah. Yeah. It's
she and
good.
her
It's great.
husband. So yeah, I love you guys so much, and thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. So next we will have Miss Roneishia. Let me add her to the stream. How are you, Miss Roneishia? Let me take the banner off. Are you muted? Let me unmute
Oh,
you. There we go. All
there
right.
we go.
All right. So let me see if I can remove the banners. Hide the current banner. There we go. So how are you today?
I'm better today. Thank you for asking.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really appreciate this young lady. I'm not going to ask her how long we've known each other because we really haven't.
A month.
We have known each other a month, but what just out of this month, I have realized that she's such a beautiful young woman and that what she is doing in the community is outstanding. Being a millennial, these millennials, they don't play. It's like they make a decision on what they want to do and they do it. They do it. They don't let anything stop them. So let's talk about your nonprofit. What's the name of your nonprofit? Tell me about it.
My name of the nonprofit is Blooming with Purpose. I love flowers, so that's where that came from. Um, I teach between the ages of 8 to 12, so that's who I want to reach because I feel like that's a vital period in young girls' lives because you're maturing and you're seeing everyone else may begin to look different, and then you may feel like, okay, well, I don't look like her. Am I beautiful? So to teach them, yes, you're beautiful. Even if they're maturing at a faster rate than you're still beautiful. And we
Oh,
also serve the unhoused community.
I love that. So what made you decide to do it? What made you decide to do this?
I've always wanted to. God's always had it and placed it in my heart and my spirit. I began last year, so we're still in our infancy. My mom had a bad car accident last year, and I struggled with what I was going to name the nonprofit. I always knew I wanted one, but I wasn't sure on the name. So she had the accident. I stopped working to take care of her, and then I kept seeing the word bloom everywhere, like in places you wouldn't even think it should be. So I kept seeing it, and I was like, well, maybe I should name it Bloom. I was like, that's not it. So I was like, blooming. And I'm at the point in my life where I feel like I'm still blooming with purpose. So I was like, we're going to call it Blooming with Purpose because although they're younger than me, I'm still growing as an adult as well. So that's where it came from.
And you know what I appreciate because of the fact that you're kind of close to their age. It's more of a sisterhood and
Yeah.
not so much of like if me, it would be like, oh, that's my mom or my grandma. But it's more of a sisterhood. So let's talk about okay, so you teach the women the importance of social, mental, and emotional health. So let's talk about the social health part.
I feel like Pastor Laurance said about effective communication, I feel as if I'm just now getting there at 29. I'm just now starting to learn how to effectively communicate in a healthy way. Like I know how to communicate in unhealthy ways, but I want to teach them you don't always have to be loud when you're trying to convey what you're going through, what's hurting you, or what's made you excited. Teaching them how to communicate in a healthy way is what that is.
Right, because in this age of rap music, it's just a lot of the
Make
communication styles that they're actually
hey,
rehearsing.
yes,
If you're meditating on that, that is going to just seep out. So it's a blessing that you're able to redirect. You're
yes.
able to redirect that. So let's talk about the importance of mental health. How are you helping them with that?
I'm big on mental health. So I go to therapy bi-weekly. So teaching them, that's another healthy thing as well. Because some people, I guess, even at my age, we bottle things up and then eventually will explode. But teaching them, you just going outside or you just going for a walk or you journaling, that's helping you mentally because it's helping you get it out of your mind and you're like, okay, well, that's a relief. I can do this in a healthier way for my mental. And also I push therapy, but I wouldn't like say that I would make you go to therapy, but it's an option. I love going to therapy. I'm going weekly right now.
So, and I think with the mental health part, you're actually almost helping them in that therapy area because as young ladies, we face so much in this
Mhm.
in this day and age, especially we're talking about the social part, and then we're going to talk about the emotional and the external, how there are so many pressures to look a certain kind of way. So let's talk about how you're encouraging them to be individuals and not just focus on,
External.
let me just say, the Beyonce or the Kim Kardashian or the who was
Yes.
hot at the time. I don't know who's hot right now.
They got the Beyoncés, they got the J-Los, we have Cardi, we have Megan, all of those.
Hmm.
But I think that's a big thing that's pushed on them, and they think that they should look a certain way, their body should look a certain way, their hair should look a certain way. Um, just teaching them that even if you don't look like the next person, you're still beautiful in your own light. You don't have to look like everyone else. That's what separates you from them.
I love it. And it really coincides with the flower thing that you
Yeah.
talked about, how, you got roses here, then you got tulips here, then you got daffodils here. They
Yes.
they none of those look alike.
But they're still beautiful.
They're all beautiful. Then
And
you
they
got
also,
little
they're,
bitty flowers, you got huge flowers. So it
yes.
doesn't matter your body size or your body type, but you are beautiful just the way God made you. So let's talk about character, how you're helping them build their character up in healthy ways.
I think that's with me serving the unhoused community, because some people look down on the unhoused community, and I think to serve others and to lead and love others, serve and love others, is the most important thing. Learning that your external isn't the most important, your heart should outshine what is on the outside. So I do a lot of unhoused drives. So currently I'm doing a drive taking donations for clothes, and I'm going to take them downtown to serve the unhoused community. So things like that. I think it may be small to certain people, but it still instills something inside of young women.
So since you're collecting clothes, if any of the viewers wanted to donate some clothes, how would they do that?
They can contact me on social media, Roneishia Franklin, or bloomingwithpurpose.dfw on Instagram.
Okay, all right. And is it a certain thing that you're collecting right now?
No, anything. Well, hopefully
Thing?
it will be like spring or summertime clothing. But I'm also doing a prom dress donation as well. I just came up with this idea like last week. And I'm gonna take them to a different districts and give them to some young women that may not be able to afford what you would deem um a pretty dress for prom, because it's prom season and everyone wants to feel beautiful during prom season.
Wonderful. So if any of the viewers out there would like to donate some prom dresses, just let us know. I'll be happy to be the liaison and make sure that Ronisha gets those. So far, I have already actually collected a few for you. So
You
yay! Some of the ladies at my
gotten
church,
for my
some of the ladies at my church have already given some. So maybe Lady Laurance, she may have a dress or two that she'll be able to donate to us. So what else do you want to tell us? Let's talk about the domestic violence part. How you're helping those who have experienced domestic violence.
I haven't delved into that yet. It's just on the list of something that I want to do, because at an early age, probably my early 20s, I was actually in a relationship, a domestic violence relationship. I think I'm just now getting to the point where I'm healed. So now I can go help and heal other people and be a vessel, and I guess share my knowledge of what I know and what I've learned from that experience.
So can you tell me like some of the warning signs that maybe women need to look at, young ladies?
Yes. I guess they become, I wouldn't say overprotective, but too overprotective. They try to take you away from things that you're familiar with, like your friends or your family, or they always want to be on the phone with you. You can't go anywhere without them knowing where you are. So those were early signs for me that I was like, oh, well, he just likes me. No, he was just trying to control me and know where I was.
So we have to actually look at whether we're being
Look for the
manipulated and
yes,
controlled rather than cherished and loved and treated like a queen.
exactly.
I love it. I love it. So what else do you want to say? Final words to the viewers.
Um, Something I just started. Well, I've always done this, but I've realized and learned about myself is I always make sure that I lead with love. I want to leave a legacy of people knowing that they were loved or learn how to love better and in a healthier way because of something I taught them or just an encounter they've had with me has made them feel like, oh, she's taught me how to love. So yeah, just leading with love and serving with love. It's not always about us. Sometimes we have to forget about our needs and learn to serve others.
I love it. I love it. And who does that at 29? You do. That's wonderful. Well, I thank you so much for being my guest today. And again, she is doing a clothing drive. And if you are interested in donating, so it's just for young ladies, right? Between the ages of 12, I mean, 8. What are the age groups?
That's
Or
mentoring. So for the clothing drive, no, it's any drive. It's any age because I'm going,
okay.
yeah, that's for any age.
Okay. All right. So any age. And I think maybe we should do like maybe an underwear drive or something where we could get
What's
new
next on the list?
because we don't want to use underwear.
Yeah. I want to do an underwear drive and I also want to do like a haircut or a hairstylist drive. I'm still thinking about it. So I don't know how I would get the barbers downtown to do that or if I would need a venue for that, but I would really like to do the haircut thing and also have a class of teaching men and young men what the appropriate attire is for job interviews, especially with the unhoused community. They may not have that knowledge, so giving them and getting them the knowledge and the clothing may help.
Okay.
I had a young man maybe like a couple of months ago. He was like, "Thank you guys for coming." When I did the clothing drive the first time, he was like, "I have an interview on Monday, and I just didn't know what I was going to wear. I'm going to wear this on Monday." So that warmed my heart.
Well, that is wonderful. Okay, it sounds like she can use men's clothing, boys' clothing, ladies' clothing, children. What you have, whatever you have, we'll be able to use that. So I will definitely be the liaison for that. So if you would like to donate, just let us know. You can put it in the chat, or you can send me a private message, or you can reach out directly to Roneishia and give us the contact again.
They can reach me on Facebook. My name, Roneishia Franklin. I'll probably get that message faster.
Okay. All right. Well, I will make sure and put the link in the comments of this broadcast. So, anyway, everyone, I hope you have enjoyed our guest today. I know I have. I have enjoyed both ladies.
Definitely.
And I really appreciate them coming on and sharing what they are doing in the community. Again, my name is Elder Sheila Black, and this has been Touching You Talk Show. And we will see you next time. Have a great one, everyone.
Bye.